Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Just a little note. Uh, just a little note today. Remember, we're going to talk a little bit on stillness, meditation, connecting as a spiritualist to what it is to be still, to be calm, to be within our vibration. And I'm going to let Lucerne speak today, so we're going to get some time with Lucerne as I speak today on the inspirational insights of my kind of journey with stillness and connecting to spirit, connecting to the vibration of spirit. And so many times we are told in our lives to be still and know that you are God. Be still, still the waters. And stilling the waters would be something within your vibration, within your connection to who you are. It's it's bringing that balance, that connection to who you are. When I taught here a few days ago, I taught spirit slates, working with spirit slates from this. And these are just two slates, put some chalk in the center of them, and you fold them together and you allow spirit to work with them. You allow spirit to write in the states, to write in those slates as you manifest that vibration. So as you are doing that, or you're putting that in motion, you're quieting the mind. You're going into center. It's focusing your mind, focusing that intention, clearing it, but focusing it on that pair of slates, that you hold in your lap. And as you hold those slates, you're focusing your mind, clearing it of everything else, but focusing your mind to allow spirit to work with those slates and allow those slates to have message, so spirit to write your message in the slates. So when you're doing the spiritual work, it's more of focusing your intent, focusing the vibrations. It's like doing like a chant, a repetition of a chant, allowing the chant to be everything, but you're working on it. You're propelling that in motion. So when I did the slates, it was this connection of connecting to the spirit world. As a spiritualist, I try to connect to the spirit world. I'm doing my best to connect to them, allowing them to work through me, to work through my vibration. And that's the same with any kind of spiritual work you're going to do. You're allowing yourself to be connected to the spiritual source, the spiritual connection of source. I did give, I made some boxes. These are the little spiritual boxes that I made, spirit writing boxes, I call them. And they're just cigar boxes. And inside the cigar boxes, you have crayons, little pieces of paper, different things within the box. And you're allowing spirit to write on this piece of paper. Same thing goes with this box. As you would do anything, you would place your hands on the box. You would place your hands on the box and allow yourself to speak, allow spirit to speak to you, allow spirit to do that connection to you. So when I did these spirit boxes, they're just plain box. It just has to be in a dark color. So it brings out all the light out of the box. Putting some crayons, some paperwork in there, some stuff in there, and then just keep it in your meditative space, in your quiet space, in your place of stillness. And then allowing that spirit to work with that. There are a lot of ways when you get quiet is to find something that connects to you, whether it's to your higher sense of consciousness, your higher vibration. What are you personally wanting to get out of the the event when you do your meditation? What are you wanting to get out of it? Is it for your personal health? Is it for your personal well-being? Is it to raise your vibration? Did you connect to guides, master teachers, loved ones? What are you looking for the meditation to do for you? Because you can go on YouTube and you can pick up 1,000 different meditations. thank gods, go to the past lives, clear the vibration, all these things you can do. But I've always learned when I was a child is to pick up focus on something ahead of you. So if I was sitting here at my desk, I would like focus on this little heart. I'm losing it. Focus on the heart. I would focus on this heart, and I would not let my mind waver from the heart. I would become part of that heart. I would clear every other vibration out of my vibration and just see the heart. Now, as Louise Hayes would say, as you move forth through this, if something pulls your mind somewhere else, pulls your mind, acknowledge it, acknowledge that it happened, it showed itself to you, and let it go, and bring your focus back to the object that you had your focus on. Meditation is not something you're going to do all of a sudden and say, oh my God, I've got it down pat. I'm awesome at it. I'm working at it. I'm still working at meditation. I'm still working at connecting it deeper and deeper and deeper into my meditations. So there's always this crest of like peeling back an onion. You're peeling back all this stuff that you've taught in your life, and then you're peeling it all back. As you peel all that back in your life, you come to the core of the vibration of you, of your vibration. I would do prayers in my younger years too. I still do them, but I do more Puritan prayers, religious prayers. And I would pray, and I would repeat the prayer, and I would keep repeating it to bring that energy, bring that vibration in and around my auric field. I do walking meditations, walking, and just walk. Because when you're walking, you can't concentrate on anything else, only your feet, putting them one out in front of the other as you walk, as you move down the path, and doing some kind of mantra. I'll do some kind of mantra as I do the walk. So when it works for you, and I always want to say that's when it works for you. When I work with Lucerne, the spirit world, when I get in contact with him, it brings me more into the stillness, the vibration within my being, allows me to understand who I am, what I'm looking at this point. Most things that you will see in front of you is things that you're worrying about, your things that you are connected to at this point. Acknowledge them, bring your vibration back to focus. And that's what it has with all the tools that we use for mediumship, healing, the connection. I do the sound bowls, the pyramids, different things. And I have a whole set of pyramids that I have in my office. And I have larger ones, smaller ones for healing, for balancing, for connecting to. I use a lot of these pyramids, and I hang the Buddha Maitreya weavers, or the vibration of the Buddha Maitreya in the center of the pyramid, and I ring the pyramid and allow that sound to radiate through the symbol of the vibration I have in the center of it, and allowing that to radiate into the body. So we have all these tools that we can use to getting into center, to getting into the stillness within our lives. But it's always that you can't follow me. I could tell you, ring the pyramid, it's going to bring you to stillness. Probably not going to happen. If you ring that pyramid, it might not work for you. Pyramid might not make that sound for you, but something else might. So don't get yourself all flustered into the situation and say, well, this isn't working. Find something, or keep looking for something that's actually going to work for you, that's going to connect to your higher sense of consciousness. And then go into the stillness. And it takes work. Remember, it's this work, this constant working. And you're not going to make all this happen because all of a sudden, all of a vibrational sudden, all of a sudden, you are proficient at meditation. I meditate every night. I do my meditation, my sitting with the spirit, sitting with God, sitting with the spirit, sitting with the infinite vibration of knowledge every single night. And sometimes I get it all down pat. I'm in there, I'm done, where I'm running. But other nights my mind races and it doesn't quite quiet down the way I would like it to quiet down. So I have to focus my intent of where I think I should be. So when you're putting all this in motion, doing this connection, this situation within your life, allow yourself to find whether it be sound. And sound has its own vibration. Of, sound has its own vibration. So whatever sound radiates you, it could be piano music, it could be a certain type of music. Maybe it's a rhythm, maybe it's a rhythm that keeps repeating itself, that takes you back into your being. Whatever that is, whatever the sound is that you need, allow yourself to work with that. Some of you can go into meditation and just be quiet. No music, no sound, no nothing. And just be in this whole moment. I can do that. I can just go into the moment without having any noise in the room, anything bothering my system as I go into the moment. But don't get discouraged if you have to use something. You have to do something to make that happen within your vibration. Because what the vibration of this is not to just get at the core situation of this, but go into the deep stillness within your being, allowing yourself to go inward, and then allowing yourself to experience you. But sometimes we don't want to experience ourselves. We don't want to know what's going on in there. We kind of masked it. So we want to get into the vibration, allow it to clear to radiate the vibration. So when we meditate, just find a place, understanding where you are and what works for you. Remember, you meditate, animals will follow you. You can try to lock them out of the room. You can try to move them to another place in the house. They will find the room. They will sit outside the door, or they'll come in and lay at your feet or lay on you. Because animals feel the vibration of you going into meditation. They actually feel it, and they will sit with you. They will find you. They will look. My French bulldog wants to get in here, wants to meditate with me, wants to be here. And the cat will lay all over me. So the question is they know when you're in that space. So the question here is tell yourself, and that's the whole question of this, is how do you experience it? Tell yourself long before you do some kind of meditation, what are you expecting from it? What are you expecting? Health? Spiritual? Connection? What are you personally wanting to experience? You go haphazardly skipping into the spirit world, but where will you walk? Where will you be? So it's same thing with your physical being, your mental being. When you're going inward, what do you want to see? What do you want to have put in front of you? That's what you're asking for. That's what you're asking for. But I still feel like sound works the best. Sound works the best when you're trying to heal, when you're trying to bring balance, whether it's through tuning forks, whether it's through pyramids, whether it's through crystal bowls, whether it's through whatever the vibrational sound is. When I taught a healing class, every chakra has its own note. So you play the notes throughout the chakras within your system. Play the notes to balance the chakras, to balance the vibration of the energy centers within you. Play that music or that situation within your vibration. But it's this whole question is when Lucerne shows up, he shows up to talk about what they see in the spirit world. But all the question is they see it from a different wavelength. They see it from a different vibration than we do because we're physical. We're here on the earth plane. They are not. So they see what we do in a vibrational range. And today, I'm going to let Lucerne talk. I will. He'll come in and talk. But I want you to understand that they see it in a different realm, a different vibration, a different energy than we do when we meditate. But remember, every one of your guides will sit around you. When I made the boxes this past Friday, when I made boxes past Sunday for my spirit writing boxes, they're like cigar boxes, and you just put some cards and some crayons in there, and you just put that in your meditative space. Allow your guides to write on it. There's already writing going on these cards in this box, but they'll write on it. They'll make symbols. They'll do different things on the cards to let you know that they're writing in the box. Somebody asked me the other day, said, what if there's just a straight line? That could just be the crayon running across it. I said, well, that could be the crayon running across it. But if you see complete letters and small sentences of words, that's spirit. So you're looking for that. You're looking for symbols like stars or a symbol of a letter, or you're looking for small little words being written on the paper. It's what you're personally looking for, that you would like to have. You want spirit to talk to you. But I've been talking to spirit for since I've been a little kid, so I understand how they work. But I'm still I'm still kind of beating at the back door. I'm not really, I've been doing it for a while, but there's still so much to learn that I still haven't moved through that. I guess I will eventually move through the door when I get back to the spirit world. I go, oh, it's that easy. Oh my God, I should have done that years ago. But when we're here, we have this whole things from the vibration going on around us. I'm in Castaneda, so that's spiritualist camp, spiritualism. But we have a lot of teachers out here from different modalities, from metaphysics, shamanism. We can go through the whole gamut, through the whole region here, through some of the camp and through the hotel and different places around here. You can get a different perspective of how you should meditate. Metaphysical will teach you one thing. The Christian church, spiritualist church down the way will teach you another thing. I can teach you something else. Somebody else will teach you something else. You can pick up 20, 30 books and read them, and that'll give you another perspective of how to meditate. But it's how you works for you. If it fits and it works in the vibration for you, then do that. Other people might say, oh my God, why are you meditating like that? You go, works for me. That's what works for me. Maybe do yoga. Maybe do yoga. You sit meditation, do yoga, sit meditation. So whatever fits the vibration for you, do that. Don't be discouraged because someone thinks that, oh, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that for? Huh? It works for you. It fits your connection to your body. Everybody's body is different. Our voices, there's nobody on the earth plane that has the exact same voice as you. So your voice, or you're voicing out something into the spirit world. They hear your voice, you, because you're the only one that sounds like that. You're the only one that sounds like that in the world. At this point, you're the only one. So when they hear that sound of that octave of voice that you voice into the spirit world, don't sit in your meditation and go in your head, go, I hope I voice it out loud. Voice it out loud. Do you want health? You want balance? You want symbols with spirit? What do you really want? Voice it out loud to your guides. Allow them to hear that noise, that voice into the spirit world. And then that will attract the teachers, the healers, the master guides, people that are supposed to work with you. They will enter your vibration. When I was doing this class Sunday, we had a guy filming for spirit. And there was this spirit crawling all over me. He said he had it on film. He got it on film. They're crawling all over the front of me. And he kept asking, who's this spirit? And the spirit came back and said, I'm Billy. Well, quite a few years ago, Billy was part of my trance group. He was part of my trance group until Lucerne showed. It was Billy and Charles Davenport and Mildred. They were part of my trance group until Lucerne showed up. Now they're still part of the group. They just aren't the front spokespersons anymore. But Billy was crawling all over me, and he was on film. So the question here is, spirit is always trying to connect, trying to talk, trying to give you information. I'm a very proponent of past lives, incarnations. You could have been a Franciscan monk meditating 24 hours a day in some monastery somewhere off in the mountains. And you spent your whole lifetime, meditating, being quiet, meditating all day. Now you've entered this earth plane. You're not this Franciscan monk anymore, but that information from that lifetime is still within the cells of your body today. Still there. It's that knowledge, that vibration from those past incarnations are still part of you. So that's when you call out, say, hey, There's something I'm missing, something I should be doing in my meditation, and I'm not quite doing now. Could you please show me? And then allow them to bring you to the stillness. We think that we are going to bring ourselves to the stillness. It doesn't quite work that way because we have all these people behind us. We have all this stuff going on in our lives now. We have all these people in the spirit world. Plus, we have all the noise and all the racket within our world. And by going deeper within your vibration, you go deeper and deeper in the vibration, and it kind of pulls you away. You ever notice when you're in meditation or in the stillness, and a noise or some small noise just kind of rattles you, it just rattles you because you have moved to that complete stillness, and some noise just rattles you. Some noise happens, and you jump in the vibration. That is where you want to get even a little bit deeper than that. So the noise, I would put, when I do meditation, I'm going to go completely in the stillness. I'll put headphones on so there's no noise. I'll put a blindfold on so there's no light. And I will sit in my meditative space and the complete quietness and the vibration of quietness, trying to move myself deeper and deeper within the vibration. But remember, you are in control. I hate it when people say, well, Lewis, I was taught that spirit is control. No, they're not. Spirit is in spirit. They are past the spirit world. You are alive. You are in control. You're in control of the situation and what goes on within the vibration. That's why you voice your opinions in the spirit world of what you want to sing. No sense of you sing a bunch of stuff out there and you go, well, what the heck was that? You're wanting to visualize or see what they would like you to see. When I go into meditation, I'll probably go sit somewhere in some large classroom or large cave somewhere where they'll be lit with fires, and I'll be listening to speakers from the platform, and I'll be listening to all this stuff and sitting here in the vibration. Right before I had my heart attack, this gentleman walked in and had all these symbols around this crown with a cross and the Star of David, and had all these symbols around this gold, silvery looking crown. It had different diamonds and different things in it. But truly had this white beard, and he was sitting there holding his hands out to me. And I remember that was so vivid that through a meditation that he was there. And I told my wife about it, and she goes, oh, that's spiritual. That's a healer coming to heal you, to work with you. And maybe he coming in helped me survive that situation in my life, so I'm still here. But the question is I watch for these things. I watch for these teachers and instructors to show up. I have them try to speak to me. Do they have the knowledge of my journey? Your journey started many, 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 many lifetimes ago. And a lot of the guides who are part of your vibration now were part of your vibration then. So they know where you've been, where you have moved through, and where you have brought yourself to at this point. So when you're asking them for something, they can go back to a past life and go, oh, we'll bring that. I remember Rampa told me one time, years and years and years ago, that at some time in a past life, I was perfectly healthy, had plenty of money, beautiful relationships. I was awesome. Past life. So if I go into deep enough meditation, I could take myself back to that area, that vibration, and feel the energy of that vibration and awaken the cell knowledge that I have in my body today to bring that knowledge into my auric field now. And that's how I made myself healthy. I would go back to a past life. I would go back. I would bring myself deeper enough in that meditation that I would bring myself into that past life. Then I would experience it while I was there and then bring it into my waking state here. So what you do is you're trying to bring knowledge that you already have. Meditation is to bring knowledge, to bring stillness, to bring quietness, to quiet the mind. It's not like it was back in the 60s. We had back in the late 50s, early 60s, we had black and white TV. Lucky you had a TV in your house. We had a radio. We didn't have the computers. We didn't have all this stuff and all this craziness going on. We just had that. And it was more quiet. It was more quiet that. Now it's always busy. The phone's going off, the computer's got this, or this is going off, that's going off, this is happening, that's happening. It's very busy. It's very extremely quiet. That's why you pick a space in your home to get quiet. Go into stillness at least once a day. Go get quiet for a moment. Okay, if you do a walking meditation, you got a dog, you got a pet, you got somebody you got to walk them, go in some kind of quiet meditation as you make that walk with your animal. Whatever you feel works for you, because I want you to make the most of this, because you're on this earth plane. We don't want to get to the spirit world and go, oh my God, it was that easy. Why didn't I understand that? Why didn't I get to see that while I was there? We can see it, we just have to ask. The spirit doesn't just throw it in your face, unless it's some kind of obstacle or some kind of situation that you personally have to go through in this lifetime. If not, they don't bring it forth unless you ask for it. They don't. So ask them, what do I, that's what Lucerne says. If there's something I've missed, something I should be doing or putting in motion, please show me. And that's what Lucerne does. He brings true knowledge for me. And everyone has a trance guide or guide that's a master teacher, an instructor within their being that will download information into you. Download. You'll wake up in the morning and you'll just know something. I know that I know. They just know something. It's got downloaded. It got put in my being. I know that. I know that connection. You'll have them work with you. Have them make part of the vibration for you. I'm gonna let CERN come through in a minute. I'll just keep talking. He'll eventually just overshadow me and start talking. But the question is just find your purpose, yours. I have people that are just, their purpose is like a wagon that the horses have broken loose and the wagon wheels are on fire. And they're still riding the wagon. They're still tearing it off the side of the mountain. I'm going, why don't you stop? She goes, oh, I didn't think I could. I didn't think I could stop that progression. So, I mean, we, subconsciously, we'll know something's wrong. Something's not quite working. We have that little bit of knowledge. We question it, we kind of look at it, we push it back. But there's always this knowledge before an event happens. That's what we asked our guides. That's why I meditate. There's something I need to know. You should tell me. You should convey to my being about that. And we all have that connection. Maybe you're the master teacher on the spirit world. You've been the master teacher for many, many, many years. You're here on this earth plane now, in this body, experiencing this lifetime. But you go back to be the master teacher and work with multitudes of people from the spirit world. But today, now in our lifetimes, we are here as an individual living this lifetime. But you still have that knowledge of being a master teacher, shaman, a spiritual entity from the spirit world here. So the question here is, I always tell people, don't listen to every book, every situation. I could go in the bookstore here. I could pick up books. I could how you get a different aspect of what everything is from every book, from every situation. We have to realize that when you see something and you go, that's it. That's what fits me. That fits my vibration. That should fit me. Don't just go pick up a whole handful of stones. I go, oh, these are going to help me. Stones radiate at a certain rate. They do. The more stones you have in your hand, if they don't radiate the same rate, you'll either raise up or go down, and you'll just be bouncing. You'll just be a bouncer because you'll have all these stones. You have hematite, you have citrine, you have all these stones in your pocket. Hematite's trying to ground you, the citrine's trying to raise you. So you're just bouncing. You have all these stones all over you, and now all of a sudden you're just not where you need to be. Find a stone or a vibration in your life that works for you. Use that if that's something you need in your meditative space. I keep a certain stone in my it's called a Herkimer diamond. It weighs about 5 pounds. Sits in my meditative space. I don't have anything else. I don't have any other stones in there, just a Herkimer diamond. Because it would disrupt the vibration of the meditation. If you have clear quartz and you have hematite and you have citrine, you have amethyst, and oh my God, you've got all the stones in the galaxy in your thing. And you say, Lewis, I can't get into meditation. Way too much stuff. Keep one thing that you feel comfortable with, put in that meditative space. Don't bring everything you have in your house into your meditative space. Not everything will fit that space for you. I feel Lucerne coming, so I'll let it speak. The vibration, yeah, with spirit has a whole connection to the spirit world. It does. It has this vibrational rate from the spirit world. When I explain to people that I speak to it from here in the earth plane, it says you must ask us, you must convey us a message. You are not the only spirit, the only incarnated spirit here that we have dealings with. We have quite a few people that we work with here in the physical plane. So you must ask us, what are you looking for on your journey? Your journey could follow a straight path in your life, if that's your name picture within your being. Or you could go to a higher path, but that higher path has to be achieved. It has to be asked for. Then we bring the information to you to allow you to make that journey. We in the spirit world cannot make the journey for you. We are not making it for you. We can't take you on the journey by the hand and lead you up the mountain. But we will put the guides and people on the path ahead of you to give you the information so that you personally can make the journey. If we take you there, what good is that to your being or your soul growth if you never made the journey on your own? It is you making the journey and understanding that you did it. You made this journey and you took the information and made that journey up that vibration. It is allowing yourself to speak to us. Some of you, I have people that I speak to, and they're afraid of ghosts or space spirits. Why are you in mediumship or talking in spirituality if you don't want to see somebody in the spirit world? You go into this meditation, into this quiet space, probably going to see a guide, probably going to see somebody from the spirit world. If you're afraid of them, then that's probably not going to make you connected to a higher vibrational meditation if you are afraid of the spirit that's going to show up. You must allow the spirit to show up for you. That is the question. There are spirits that are here to help you in every endeavor that you can do in your life. So you must allow yourself to understand that. Through health, through prosperity, through relationships, through work, everything in your life, there is a guide, there is a teacher, an instructor, a vibrational rate on the other side that can help you with that. But you have to ask. Told us many times. We covered all bases here. Is there something I've missed, something I personally should be doing or putting in motion at this moment in my life? Could you please show me? And then allow yourself to watch the vibration of energy coming towards you that is repetitious. Sometimes we try to get you the first time, hit you with it. Some of you on the earth plane are a little thick. So you don't get it the first time. So you have to send something else. You have to give it something else. So you eventually go, oh, that's surprising. There are many books in the market and many things here, the earth plane. But it's very simple to connect to us. You must find your quiet space, your power room, your meditative space, your connection to where you need to be. If you allow other people into that space, then their energy should kind of be conducive with yours. But that space should carry your energy, your vibration in that space. So every time you enter that space, you build the energy within that space. The more you sit, the more you meditate, the more you get quiet in that space, the stronger the meditation will become. So as you might not be strong the first moment or the first day or the first week, but the repetition of allowing yourself to go inward allows us to get stronger allows you to be pulled closer into your auric field to help to encourage you. So you have to give us time. Sometimes your energy is so scattered, so uneven. It takes us time to gather the energy and to smooth the rough edges out in your being so that we can speak to you. That is what happens. Stillness does not come all of a sudden. But stillness should be where we're quiet. We're quiet at least once a day. Don't go see spirit. Don't go running off into the mountains and drink water out of the special fountain. Don't go see all this stuff. Just get quiet. And when you look at something, candles work extremely well. Back in the day, back in years and years and years ago, what they had was the fire. People would stare at the fire. They would allow the fire to move and allow them to go into quiet contemplation through prayer and through chanting. But the fire works. The flame will bring its own energy as you watch it, as you watch the flame burn ahead of you. And you focus your attention on that candle. And if you waver and go off looking for somebody in the spirit world, acknowledge that and bring your attention back to that candle until you eventually, nothing bothers you. Nothing pulls you away from the vision of that candle. Then when you go into meditation and get your connection of what you would like to see, nothing will pull you away from that vision that you have instructed within your being. But all of us follow you. There are guides on my group. There are guides in other groups and other planes of existence that will come and help. There are many more than you could ever imagine. A spirit, places to exist in the spirit world. There are many more than you could ever imagine. And when you get to the spirit world, you're going to have to make that decision. What plane of existence do you want to live on? Where do you want to be once you explain your life to the individuals in the group? When you've done your review and whatever you've had to do and speak about what you learned from this lifetime, then you will pick where you will go, where you will venture to. If you don't believe that it is there, you might not see that space, that vibrational space, because you don't believe it exists. You must believe that spirit has a world of knowledge, a world of vibration for you. It is only at the cusp of our brain that we don't allow it to arrive in our lives. We don't allow it. We get people tell us, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. What are you doing that for? You're doing it because you're connected. And when you connect, you never lose that doorway. Once you open the door to the spirit world, once you open it, it never closes, never gets closed from the spirit world. Even though you might pull the door shut a little bit, there is still a crack in the door that we can get through. So it will always be there once you start searching for us. You must search. But a lot of times in this lifetime, you're not searching for us. You're not searching for all this vibration. You're searching for you. You're searching for your higher consciousness, your higher vibration for you. Sure, you might see guides and people, but you're searching for you. And the knowledge that your higher self has that can help you on the journey. That's what you're searching for. That's what you're propelling in motion in your life. So when you understand how we sit with you, when you meditate, there are guides from the spirit world that sit in unison with you. And they sit with you and meditate with you. When you have live plants or water in a room while you meditate, that works extremely well because it gives us the water that we need to manifest situations within the room. And the flowers in the room, part of the day, are flowers there because we work with that living water energy in the vibration. So it brings forth this connection to higher consciousness. But find that purpose, that vibration within your life, that connection to who you are. You never have to worry about what we're going to do wrong for you. We are not going to beat you up in the spirit world. It won't tell you you're doing something wrong. We will allow you to be you. Then you allow yourself to be true to your being. That's why you're searching for your higher self. You're searching for that knowledge, for that blessing, which all from the spirit world to rain blessings upon you. The one that rains blessings upon you is you. When you get to the spirit world, there is no judges there. There's no juries, there's no executioners, there's nobody there. You. You might have a lot of other people in the room with you when you arrive there, but every one of those other energies in the room is you. It's you judging yourself, judging your being for what you did in this lifetime. There's not a whole group of people there judging you, but you. So that's why you get in contact with your higher self, to allow yourself to let go of the judgments you have in your life. I told Lewis many years ago that everybody's lifetime has been picked and chosen for them. Think of it as you're at a supermarket before you arrived here. There are little notes people put on the board that they needed somebody to venture down with into the spirit world. There's a little number. You ripped off the little paper and you ran back to the individual at the front gate of the spirit world and said, I want to do this. And down you came. But what if the life that you've lived in this lifetime was more of a life of service, a life of moving the metaphysical universe or the universal energy in a certain way? Maybe not your whole life worked out exactly the way you thought it should have worked out, but it worked out exactly the way it was supposed to work out, to affect others, to affect the universal energy. Sure, we have karma in our lives. We have things that go on in our lives. But sometimes we take things too seriously in our lives. We beat ourselves up through our whole life because of one mistake or one thing we think is a mistake. What if that one thing was more to move the metaphysical energy and you were just a catalyst to get it there? Sometimes we just have to forgive ourselves. Forgive our vibration, forgive ourselves. Forgive ourselves of what we do. Allow yourself to forgive yourself, because other people will forgive you. We have a hard time forgiving ourselves, for clearing our own energy from our own being. But we are going to meet the people that we had a connection to in the spirit world. When you arrive there, when Lewis arrives back to the spirit world, when anybody arrives back to the spirit world, there are going to be people standing there to greet you, but you have no idea who they are. But they know who you are, because you affected the universal energy, and that universal energy affected them. So they know who you are, and they will be there to greet you. So know that you are, I don't want you wrong in being crazy in your life and do something totally out of character for yourself. But some of our day-to-day activities in our lives today are look at how they work out for you. Don't take a journey that scares most people to death. You might want to be trying to affect the universal energy, but it isn't to lose body, limb, and mind trying to do it. If your guides want you there, they will move heaven and earth to place you in that position or that place of existence at that point. You're not going to force yourself to be there. It will fall into place for you. But remember, still the quietness, the vibration of where you want to be. We will help you. That's why we are here. Somebody asked me many years ago in an event I did with Lewis, why does Spirit follow us? Don't they have anything better to do in the spirit world? We follow you because you're part of our group, as above, so below. What energy you place into your life affects the higher consciousness of spirit. So we're here to try to guide you, try to move you. Sure, people die, people move to the spirit world, but it isn't before they were supposed to go. Their energy has left the earth plane, but while they were here, they affected the earth plane. But when they leave here, they're now affecting the spirit world. We all pick our journey when we're going to leave. We are. And you will pick that. But what do you want to see when you get there? Have your God show you. What envision, what part of the spirit world could you go see to be part of when you venture back to the spirit world? Parents wait for us very diligently. But we take our responsibilities way too serious in your lives, people. Lewis had a friend who passed his spirit a few days ago. All she was worried about was these children that she was trying to take care of. They weren't hers, but she had like 12 dogs, and she had all this stuff going on her mind, just that was awful scattered. But once she got sick, none of that mattered. She couldn't affect the children, couldn't know where the dogs were going to go. Nothing mattered. Because she got sick, she went into a coma, and she passed. So none of that really matters. And I remember at the time of your movement to the spirit world, the earthly personal things are not going to matter to you. That's not going to matter. You're not taking any of it with you. It's all going to be scattered. People will use it, do whatever they need to do with it, but you will be on venturing into the spirit world. And while we're here, sure, we're going to live our lives, live your lives. But you have to make some kind of plan, some kind of connection in your higher self. What do you want to see when you get there? What? What is your vision? What is your vibration? And that's through the stillness of being you. So play music, do walking meditations, connect to your higher self. Do whatever you need to do to get you to that point. When Lewis teaches mediumship, teaches you how to do rope readings, flame readings, rod readings, all kinds of different types of readings, not because that's what you need. Maybe part of something that he teaches you will get your attention. And you will go in that direction. Same thing with meditation. You might learn 100 different ways to meditate. Lewis has taken transcendental meditation, Buddha meditation, clarity meditation. It's been all types of meditations. But only one thing stuck with him through his life, and that is through the meditation his grandmother taught him. It's to go into forceful prayer at the beginning of the meditation, to quiet my mind, say a repetition of a prayer. And as that prayer repetitions itself, it takes all that stuff away and clears the path to move into the stillness. So whatever works for you. But know that you are blessed by God. You are a warrior. You are a person that travels this earth plane. You stand on ley lines and longitude lines on this earth plane to affect it into the universe. You affect the people on that line, and you'll live on that line. You'll be on that longitude line until your journey on that line is done. You'll either move to a different line, a different place in the world, or you'll venture back to the spirit world, but you will stay in that line. That's why some people stay in their place of birth. They stay there their whole life. They don't move anywhere from that direction because that is where they need to affect the spirit realm. So know that you're affecting the spirit realm, whether you're awake, you're asleep, you're just sitting, doesn't matter. You're still affecting the spirit world every moment of every day. No matter if you're sick, no matter if you're ill, no matter if you're whatever is going on in your life, you're still affecting the spirit world. Some older people will say, well, what am I still doing here? I'm not making a contribution. Well, maybe not as much contribution to the earth plane as you think you should. You're still affecting the spirit world because you're still taking a breath, yeah, on the earth plane. But trust yourself. You're blessed from spirit. They are bringing you blessings each and every day. All you have to really do in your life is accept it and accept the blessings that spirit wants to give you. All right, Lucerne left. But I wanted to allow him to speak as he wanted to. But I wanted to really say that spirit is here for you. And I've known that throughout my whole life. And I have a strong connection to them. Some people say I spend most of my time, more time in the spirit world than I actually do here. But I spend a lot of time here. But I do like traveling, looking and seeing what's there. And when you get those one's meditations that you get into, and you come out of the meditation, you have to pinch yourself. It was so vivid. It was so connected to you. You don't forget those. You don't forget that moment that you crossed from between two planes of existence and you saw it like, oh my God, I saw that. You don't forget it. You don't forget that connection. So when you're in meditation, keep some kind of meditation journal. You don't have to write everything down. Things that really get your attention. Things that really get you, see, spirit knows we're a little thick. So they're really trying to get your attention. Things that just skip through, probably not it. It's the ones that really get your attention is where the information is. So write those down. Once you have that meditation, you say, oh my God, Lou, I dreamed about a red canoe. Now all of a sudden I've seen another red canoe. Okay, there's a pattern. It's a vibrational pattern then. And a red canoe probably has some kind of connection or some kind of meaning. So see what actually is getting itself to your attention. That's all. But trust yourself. Being blessed. I know I'm blessed. Everybody's blessed. We just have to figure out. Sometimes we just need a little bit more blessing, a little bit more stuff to get us to where we need to be. But we should be happy where we are. We're still here. But where are they going to take us? What are we going to see tomorrow? What is have that connection of what am I going to see tomorrow? What am I going to get to see tomorrow or today? So remember that. I always have a sense of wonderment when I go into meditation. Because I never know quite what they're going to show me. So I always have that sense of wonderment when I'm in meditation. The connection of wonderment. And you should always have that expectation of, oh, because I never know where they're going to take me or place me. But I always have that idea that something awesome is going to happen. Spirit's going to do something very awesome. And I go in that direction. I don't go into negative. I don't go somewhere else in negative. You can read enough stuff on the line about spiritualism and different things and different stuff. When I did the slates this past weekend, and I did the spirit writing about it. But you go online, you push up slates, and there's all this trickery and magic and craziness and blah, 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 blah. You'd probably never do slates if you didn't try them and didn't have spirit write. Sure, you can do some stuff to the slates and make it all trickery and all kinds of crazy, but when you start trying to trick spirit, then they get mad. Then they don't come. So as long as you're faithful and you're really looking for them to speak to you, they will speak to you. And I've always understood that. I've got stuff inside this box now that they're writing letters on the vibration of the paper and stuff, but it's taken a while for them to do that, but eventually it will become stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. But remember, you have control of it. How far do you want to take it? What do you personally want to see? That's the question. You just want to take it a certain way, stop there. And I've had mediums throughout my life that have been in this work, and they'll get to a certain level in their life, and they'll just stop. They feel comfortable there. They're not going any further. Not going any higher, no further. Me, I'm not sold on just that one level. I'm ready to go other levels, other places that I want to see. That's why I do so many other things in my vibration, because the sound, the music of sound, the vibration of sound affects the chakras, affects the cells, affects the water in your body. So if you find a sound that works for you, sound that connects to your being, your vibration, play that in your field. Play that. If that's something that radiates to you. Years ago, when I was in the store, that was, God, that had to be like 40, that had to be 40 some years ago. And there was this piano music. It was called Angels in the Rain. And when I would meditate to that music, oh my God, it was like awesome. And every once in a while, I'll still meditate to that music. I'll still meditate there, and it just takes me back to where I was many years ago. So if you're not doing meditation or going into stillness as good as you were back in the day, what were you doing back in the day? Cause you to go into stillness. But you have to ask yourself. But maybe you need something that you did back in the day that could bring you back into the stillness today. So remember, I hope you enjoyed today. We'll start doing this every Thursday now. I'm back. I'm back and running. So, so hopefully everything is going to